Our race here at Lane's Raceway. Glad you guys are tuning in. We're currently got 6 racers here for the wing car, and I think we might actually have a GRC race going to be running simultaneously. You can see the guys in the background there working on getting their controllers and stuff hooked up. Let's go on over here to cam 1 and 2 so I don't mess everything up here. There we go. So here we are, cam 1 and 2. The 2 black boxes you see there are our chat. So I'm going to go ahead and try to authorize this and get this up and going while all the racers are getting themselves situated. Everything looks good. All right, folks, we're ready to go. Still the same as always. 3-strike system. 2 communities, then we're going to start off with those strikes. 3 strikes and you're out. We got this wing car race, a GTP race, and then our final wing car race. We'll add up those points. We'll get a victor. We got the big check being made at the UPS store in Central City. That should be here by the time we have our banquet. You guys are probably not going to watch us all eat and stuff like you usually do during the banquet. Might have a few words with the top 3 guys. And then we're going to be moving on into our spring series. So spring series is going to be a lockdown, brushless car from Mid-America. And it's going to be like an IROC series. So it'll be pretty cool to see. Racers, are you ready? Watch your lights. So in the series that's coming up, the brushless series, we're using the brushless motors from Mid-America. And it's going to be on a Champion Turbo Flex chassis, the same as our Fairview IT Cup series. See who that is real quick. Man, why does this keep doing that? It's irritating me to pieces. Every time I click on something, it's moving it. So it's going to be a community out there on orange. But the way we're going to do it is every week I'm going to randomize which way the cars are going to be positioned on the start line. So every week it's not going to be the same car on red. We're just going to rotate them and everything. The racers are going to pay cost for the cars. And if they want to keep the cars at the end of the series, they can pay what's left of the balance to be able to purchase the car. But it's going to be a points added series, just like how we're doing here. It's going to be commutative all the way up until we get into the 4 crowns, where we actually separate the different classes that we're running. So during the banquet too, first place alongside getting a check and $500 track bucks. That's going to be 2 strikes there on red and white. Alongside of them also getting that check and in the track bucks, first, second, and third, that is. First place is going to choose out of this series. So we have the Group 20, Group 12, and 4-inch super late model and hard body class. They're going to choose one of those classes to go on to the 4 crowns, and that's going to be our purple crown. So that's coming up here shortly. Now next week is Easter, so we will not be doing any live streams as we are celebrating the death, burial, and resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So definitely not going to happen then. But the following week we'll have the banquet, and everybody will have them something to eat. We're not going to have video like we usually do of watching everybody eat, but you'll get to hear from the top 3 racers, and we'll hear from the number 1 racer to see what's going on to the 4 crowns. But alongside the brushless, we're going to have the Hometown Heroes class that you guys have heard about. And in the Hometown Heroes class, it's pretty cool. It's going to have open wheel modified on the 4.5-inch hard body chassis or FCR cutout chassis, which we both sell here at Lane's Raceway. It's bound to be a pretty interesting little class. That's going to be a stomp motor in the rear. And then I think our third class is going to be a 4-inch stomp also in the rear, and it's going to be SK modified, I believe, unless we change that right before we start. But the cars come with SK modified, so that's a strike for yellow and orange. And if you got ideas for something that you would like to run here at Lanes Raceway, by all means, we encourage you to let us know what you think you would like to run, and we might add that into one of our series. Now, after this series here ran just a little bit longer than we usually do, December to March, but the next series is only going to last 2 months, and then the following series for summer is going to last 2.5, and I think the fall series is going to be 2.5. And then we'll be right into the 4 crowns. So red and white's going to take a strike there. Of course, those that tuned in last season and watched our 4 crowns coverage, you know, we did the Fairview IT Cup, the Ohio Valley Late Model Series, the IndyCar Series, and I'm trying to think what the other one was. It's been a bit. Yellow and orange wouldn't take a strike while I'm trying to think here. My mind all it's wanting to say is GRC, but I know that ain't it because that wasn't a part of the points collected there. Let's see, what's it? Ohio Valley Super Late Model. Is it wing car? Could have been wing car, maybe. And then somebody's coming out there. Looks like to be Yellow Lane and Nathaniel Bird in there. So we'll go ahead and give him his 3rd strike. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the wing car series, the Group F wing car series, Eagle. Sorry about that. See my wife there representing right behind me with the pinball hoodie. Look at her, she heard me talking. I'm currently wearing the Lanes Raceway Winter Series hoodie here. That's what you see a bunch of the guys wearing there. It's another strike there for white. If you want to try to get one of these, it's pretty easy. You got to run in one of the series races. You don't have to be a series member, which most people that run in this are. But you will have to pay extra to get in that race, where these guys don't have to pay nothing being members. We encourage you to be members so we have more racers. But nonetheless, if you run one race, you can actually get one of these, but you'll have to pay for it. If you're a member, you don't have to pay for it. So there's definitely a positive about, you know, being a member and being able to get these shirts. I just designed up the Spring Series shirt. I might be able to show you a picture of it if you're interested in, since we got a little bit of time here. First heat, you guys know the deal. There's nothing really to be said about it. Randy Kirtley 36 laps, 34 Jackson, 31 Glenn. It's still anybody's ball game though. But here's kind of a picture of what the front's going to look like. See if that focuses in there. And then this is what the back will end up looking like here for our Spring Series. I know it's not really the best way to view what the shirts are going to look like, but if you're interested in being a member here at Lanes Raceway, we do have quite a few spots still left open for that, and I know the guys really do enjoy having more people to race against. We kind of take a look over here at the oval. We can see some of the guys working on their cars. See Guillermo Sire there in the upper right hand portion. He's got his Winter Series hoodie on. You see me over here in the seat in the top left hanging out. We got some guys getting ready to run I don't know if they're going to run hard body or soft body today, if they're going to run a little payout race here at Lanes Raceway. Action Jackson back, trying to hold off that top 3 position that he's in. A minute and 20 seconds left to go before we go back green racing. But like I said, if you guys want to join in on the conversation, you can come in, and think YouTube is live right now, and then we also have Twitch that's live, so you can talk and see what maybe you guys would like. I even thought about actually adding in maybe as a third series, and take maybe one of the other series out and add drag racing in. But maybe we do that a little bit closer towards fall time. We'll just have to wait and see. And a car coming off the track there off of the oval. Thank you, T. T getting me a little water here. Need water to be able to talk. 39 seconds before we start back green racing. Jay's rolling around there. He's going to get his controller hooked up. Jay Latham currently King of Lanes Raceway when it comes to the 4 crowns. So we'll see if he can hold that off when we start our next 4 crowns in late fall. T giving me a little watermelon Jolly Rancher here. I just had a blue raspberry. Yeah, I'll just take the watermelon. It'll be fine. Thank you. Pocket candy. Randy Kirtley getting his car put on the high banks as we got 5 seconds before we go back green. 4 red lights drop out, and we're going racing. So far, 2 laps down from Randy Kirtley, Jackson Darty. Currently the Prince of Lanes Raceway, as he calls himself. Wanting to make a name for himself, wanting to be King of Lanes Raceway. He's practicing really hard to get ready for the 4 crowns. So that's going to be a community for red and white, both. We'll see if this week we get another 5 strikes, senior 5 strikes. Last week, Randy Kirtley took the honor. We'll see another strike there for White Lane. In competition here, White Lane, actually the only one if he gets 3 more strikes, he is senior 5 strikes. And he'll have to get that picture with that yoo-hoo for acting like a yahoo. Let's get another car off there. That looks to be Jay Latham there on red lane. His first strike. Best lap time turn by Randy Kirtley, 3.015. Him and Guillermo last week staying below 2-second lap time, best lap times each heat. Looks to be a little bit slower this week, but still opportunity could face him to get below that 2 seconds as we see a strike happening here for Nathaniel Burden on orange lane. Looks like Nathaniel coming off again, him and Glenn Burden both. So strike for orange and white. Glenn gets 2 more, he's senior 5 strikes. Well, looks like Randy Kirtley came off too there on blue lane. His first strike. get another car coming off there. Looks to be Nathaniel's third strike there on orange. And that's a red flag rotation. Let's take a quick look here at the track mate. After 2 heats, Randy Kirtley out in the lead, 73 total laps. Jackson Daugherty right there behind him though with 69. He's got a good running car here this week. Just a couple laps difference between him and Randy. 3 laps difference to actually separate him on blue lane. As one's going one way, one's going the other. Glenn Burton there running pretty consecutive there, 31-31, doing pretty good. Jay Latham there with 31 and 30 up high. So top 4 there is really, really close together. Guillermo Sire and Nathaniel Burton there, pretty close together with 54 laps together. We see all the racers here behind me. Glenn representing an old school shirt, L&P Thunder, our first shirt here at Lanes Raceway. Mine already wore out. I wore it so much I done wore it out, but good shirts nonetheless. I mean, high quality shirts that we get here for sure. Some of them are a little costly, like these hoodies and stuff got up there, especially if you're not in the not a member here. It costs you a little bit of money, but they're worth it. They got little metal clips here at the ends and really thick braided laces coming from the hood. Nice clean. They didn't shrink. I washed it, so that's good. They didn't shrink. Everybody over there in their pit station working hard. See some of their cards here on the second cam here, the donut cam. A minute and we'll be right back with you.
Race starts in 40 seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds. Get ready.
All right, 4 red lights drop out to green. We're back underway. The strike system has been reset. So we get our first car coming off there, Glenn Burton on red lane. Gonna take our first community. I don't know if there's anybody else that came off. I don't know why they didn't put him back at the start-finish line, but nonetheless. We'll get another flag. It looks to be Guillermo Sire off up on the upper portion of the bridge. Okay. So Glenn right now is putting his car at the start line. He just must have had his mind set from when he was racing Thursday, how we just put cars back where they're at. In the series though, we put them back on the line. No big deal. All right, so we had first strikes, red and blue going to take a community. And we are now in strike territory. Not to mention, Glenn's been out sick this week too, so he's not been feeling too good all week long. Glenn usually here every night, but the doors are open, staying, playing pinball, hanging out with us, watching dirt racing and everything else. But he hadn't really been feeling too good the past week or so. It's kind of surprising to not see him one day. It was really quiet in here, and made me extremely exhausted. So it's good to see Glenn starting to get a little bit better. I know my brother went through it, my dad went through it. Pretty much everybody here at Lane's Raceway got it. So everybody's starting to feel a little bit better. Spring has sprung, I guess you could say. And it's nice and warm outside. Feels pretty good. We put a couple chairs out for the first time this year for our smokers here at Lane's Raceway. Ooh, so we get a little bit of a wreck there. 34 seconds left to go in round robin 3, and these two guys were up on their sides hitting each other. These guys are running these wing cars exceptionally well, though. So T's bringing the cars around. We'll get a better look here just to see who it is. So Nathaniel Burden and Jay Latham going to take their first strikes. Get a yellow flag. A car coming off there in the horseshoe portion of the track. All right. So it looks like Black Lane's going to take a strike there. That's going to be Jackson Darty. And a red flag rotation. What a great heat. Only 3 strikes to be had that heat. Go ahead and clear those out. So we head over here looking at the track mate now. We see a little bit clearer looks here on the averages as we're almost halfway through. 37.3 for Randy Kirtley. He's up there. 34 right behind him is Jackson. 31.7 for Jay Latham. 31. Glenn Burton, a little battle pursuing there. And Guillermo 30.3 and 28.3 for Nathaniel Burton. You see all the guys getting their cars going back behind me here. A few people coming in. Looks like Carson Ross, he's getting ready to get into GTP race coming up. About 2 minutes, we'll be right back with you. right, folks, 5 red lights dropping out to a green. So we get our first community to take place here. Wife looking up underneath the bridge. Looks like it's possibly a issue under the bridge. And the first community is going to go to Glen Burden on green. Let's get another yellow flag here. See Jackson talking aggressively there to Guillermo Sire. It's going to be Jay Latham going to take the second community. Right, so I just had something take place here. Give me 1 second, folks. ConnectWise just dropped out on me for some reason. There we go. Complete exception error. That's horrible. All right, Nathaniel Burden is going to take his first strike. Take a look over here at the oval. We'll see some guys still running around there. Running pretty, ooh, got a little hard hit there. So we got 2 cars on the high banks getting smoked up into each other there. Looks like Jay Latham and Glen Burden got into each other there. I click off for 1 second and crazy stuff happens. It's going to be Blue Lane's going to take a strike. For some reason or another, Jay's car didn't start there. We're not going to count a strike here. It's, something's up. Jay gave me a little bit of a buck and bronco ride there for a second. He came up behind me pretty quick, hit the back of my chair. He's looking at his car here. Like I said, he's not going to receive a strike here, as his car should have took off. I think his braid's probably the issue there. Trying to get his car to settle back down there so he comes back around to his controller. All right, now Jay's only got 1 strike here. Best lap time, Randy Kirtley in the 2.9s again. Him and Guillermo both as they're battling it out. It's going to be a showdown between these two yet again, probably. Guillermo said he's been tweaking a little bit on his car. He's got a fast little Group 20 for sure. What a run we're seeing here, folks. These guys are running their hearts out for sure with these Group 20s. They've got them down pat. 33 total laps from Randy Kirtley. Guillermo Sire with 32 as we finally get into a track stoppage here with 18 seconds left to go here. Jay Latham rolling around here. You see behind me here. That might be Nathaniel Burton, actually. Oh, he's got the car there. She comes around to put them on there. There's a couple cars come off. So we got a strike here for Jackson and a strike for Jay. So another strike for Jay and one for Jackson. I hope you guys have been enjoying the coverage of this winter series for sure. Wish I had a picture of the check. Actually, I might have a picture of the check in my messages. We'll take a look at that here during the break of the check that's being made from Central City's UPS store. Eric Williams, of course, running that. And he does really good work. He's the one that made our big picture of Jay for the King of Lanes Raceway and our Lords of the Manor here for the 4 Crowns last season. So, and he's quick, he's timely, and he's got a little artistic experience where he actually helps work where I don't have to always come up with art. You know, he kind of comes up with his own art, which is pretty cool. After that track mate there, we see 38 on average for Randy Kirtley. He's out in the lead by quite a bit. 152 total laps, 136 for Jackson, and 129 for Guillermo as he's got 32.2. He's kind of come up there. He's kind of battling a little bit, wanting a little piece of the action with Jackson. We'll see how things develop. We'll start seeing a little bit of a change here shortly. I'm going to come on over here to cam 1 and 2 for a second while I try to get the picture ready and see if I can show it to you. Might actually be on my other phone. Got 2 phones here, folks. I haven't yet transferred all this stuff from my old phone to my new one. My old phone, of course, doesn't have any cameras or nothing on it, which is pretty irritating. All right, so 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go. I'll try to show you off my phone yet again. I'm having to use my phone, but this is what the Winter Series check is going to look like here. So somebody is going to be able to get that here in just a few days, actually. Of course, that'll be during our banquet whenever we'll reveal who gets that check. But I think he did a good job. You guys let me know what you think, but I think he does a good job. We're going to start using him from now on for sure. Like I said, because he kind of just takes the artistic expression, you know, sometimes needing our logos and stuff. But that's as simple as just shipping him an email with a vector file, and then boom, Bob's your uncle. And he come up with the kind of cold look of the check, kind of gray, blue, and stuff. It kind of fits the thematicness of Lanes Raceway for sure. Hyper colors and, you know, gray, which pretty much gray is everything in here. Gray floors, gray track. Nonetheless, 8 seconds left to go before we go back racing. I better get my hind end in order here and clear out these checks. So there we go. We're ready to go racing now. 4 red lights drop out, 2 green. We'll be going racing. But that's just some of the stuff coming up here at Lanes Raceway, like the spring series and stuff, you know, the shirts and everything. Everybody kind of wants to know what the shirts are going to look like. So instead of just waiting till the last month to show them what it looks like, this kind of helps us get a bigger number of orders before the end of the series, and then we'll make that final order right at the end, and we'll get all those shirts ordered, and that makes the prices a lot cheaper too whenever we can order quite a few at a time. But there's some things I like to keep secret, like whenever we did the Venom pinball machine and the tractor pull and stuff, kind of release that all at once. Gets the hype train rolling. We always like a lot of hype here for sure. We see a car coming up on its lid there. That is Gold Dust, going to take his first community. Somewhat of a stalled car there on green. Nathaniel Merton in the back stretch there. So we see another car coming off in the horseshoe. And that is going to be one for Glenn Burden. Second community. We are now in strike territory, folks. Take a look over here at the oval. A lot of guys over there having a good old time cutting up. I think they're going to set up and run a race here a little bit later. Ooh, his Gold Dust comes off and he collects another car with him. So that's going to be a strike for Glenn and Gold Dust. Also known as Jackson, for those that don't know. Get another yellow flag. Cars coming off on the backstretch there as Glenn passes them on. And that's going to be Nathaniel Burden taking a strike there on green lane. And what a race. Guillermo Sire and Jackson going to end on the same lap after that heat. Take a quick look here at the track mate just to see how things are progressing. Randy Kirtley still 38.4. He's above people on this this little race here for sure. Guillermo Sire keeping it close, but still losing about a lap per heat to Randy. So it's going to be very tough for Guillermo to catch back up. But him and Jackson, they're right there on each other's heels. 168, 168, 33.6, 33.6 around the top three. Don't count any of these other guys out, as we still got a lot more racing left to go. We're just going to need to see a lot more wrecking if we're going to see these guys actually get taken out. Nonetheless, clear their strikes. We're going to go see these guys behind me here and here. Glenn, all of them working hard, kind of coming in blurry. Randy having a little bit of one-on-one with Jackson there behind me. We'll leave you here with Cam 1 and 2. I'm going to take a small break, and I'll be right back with you.
40 seconds. Race starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds. Get ready.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to take a quick break there. I also seen Camden's new car that he got clear coated, man, and it's a beauty. He done really good work on it for sure. So we got our first community taking place here, I believe, unless I missed one. But nonetheless, I'm sure the guys won't care if I give them an extra community for being a little late to the job. So they're going to bring a car around here. We'll find out who it is. We'll give them that first community. Jay's squeezing through, so it looks like there might be a car off the track possibly. Jay Latham getting his car put on black. He's going to be the first community. Oh, they're rolling the track down there on Blue Lane. The upcoming IROC class, basically, that we're running, I think it's going to be pretty interesting. We try to accomplish something like that with the hard bodies. It was essentially like an IROC-ish type thing where I took control of their motor. But this way, if I take control of the whole car, you know, we ain't got to worry about the time to get the car and the motor and stuff set up at the initial. It's just I just take the cars at the end of the race, put them in a box. Next race weekend, we put them down on the start-finish line. We're good to go. I think it's a little bit better. The only issue you have is if chassis and stuff get bent and everything like that, you know, it's the racer's responsibility to try to make them go around the track decent. So we see a car coming off there on the horseshoe portion of the track. We're going to come around here. Action Jackson with his drift shirt on. He gets the car put back there on Black Lane. That's going to be Jay Latham taking a second community. Is Jay going to be the first? To be senior 5 strikes, taking a picture with the Yoo-hoo for being a Yahoo. He has an opportunity here. If he comes out 3 more times, he will take that picture, and he will drink that Yahoo Yoo-hoo. 1 minute left to go. Got a car up underneath here. Possibly Guillermo Sire. He was the one pointing, so it's probably him that came out. And that's who it is, folks. Guillermo Sire going to take his first strike there on yellow. .54 seconds left in the heat, and Randy and Guillermo both running in the 2.9 territory. Jackson, he's hanging on there to 3rd position by 3 laps. Jay Latham, he's going to have to either pick it up or do something, but his bushing's a little wore out. The key here is just keeping the cars on. A lot of these guys are doing exceptionally here, at least the past couple heats here, about keeping their cars on, and that's what it takes, folks. As we see a car to the high banks coming completely off. We can see it right there on the floor. I circled it. Pretty crazy. So Glenn's going to get him put back on there, and that's going to be purple and yellow taking a strike here. That's the second one for Guillermo and the first one for Glenn. 43 seconds left to go in the heat. And it's starting to get crunch time here. Glenn, Jay, and Jackson and Guillermo right there with each other for sure. It's about 10 laps separates them. So we see a little stutter out there in the high banks portion. You see the car here come out. That, I believe, is Nathaniel Burden there on blue lane. So we'll go ahead and give him a strike, his first. Pretty intense racing for sure, as these guys are not wrecking as much as they usually do. Jay Latham right there on the precipice of jumping into the 2.9 best lap category, but he's right there median-wise with Randy and Guillermo, just less than 1/100 of a second off, or 1/10 of a second off from their median times. As we see two more cars coming off here in the high banks. I think they're hard bodies though. My brother has joined us. You can kind of see his torso here. He said he might make it down here, so that's going to be a strike for purple for sure. I think he might be trying to get another one, so that's going to be 2 for Glenn. So we get 4 red lights dropping out to a green. It's probably the best wing car race we've seen all series long when it comes to this sheer not wrecking. Over at the oval, we got several people doing some oval. We got a upcoming oval race coming up here shortly. I believe it's 6 o'clock, so they're all practicing for that. I just found that out. T's got a scheduled oval race ready to roll. Oh, and my brother brought old Hack Daddy, Hack Nation. Hack Daddy Dollars there. You see him. He wants to play. He wants to pet people and cuddle and all kinds of stuff like dogs do. Nonetheless, Randy Kirtley out in the lead, 38.5 on average, 34.2 for Guillermo, 33.7 for Jackson, and Jay 33.2 right there with them. Very, very close as we see just 3 laps separating those two, 3 laps separating Guillermo and Jackson. Coming on over here to the oval. Just take a quick look here. Look at these boys getting ready with their hard bodies. Man, what a close right there on green lane from hitting those two. But he made it. Nonetheless, some of them have, Camden, just like I said, showed one of his bodies. Man, what a body it was. He got her nice and clear coat up, and it had a little bit of orange peel in the clear coat, so it was reminiscent of a 1980s, late 80s NASCAR. So it's pretty cool to see. Gonna leave you guys here with Cam 1 and 2. Be right back with you.
Starts in 40 seconds.
Hey, do this, I ain't stopping in the corner. See that? Corner over there, look.
Race starts in 20 seconds.
All right, 5 seconds before we go back green racing. 4 red lights dropping out to green. I got to clear the strikes before we get going. Nobody striked out last heat. So, senior 5 strikes still up for grabs, folks. Round robin, 7 of 8. And our first community is going to go to Glenn Burden on Black Lane. Don't forget, coming up next, Group 12 GTP action here at Lanes Raceway, as we see another car hit there in the donut or horseshoe portion of the track. Jackson just collecting cars left and right. See him coming around me right there in his little drift shirt. Looks like that's going to be a strike for red. Well, community strike, that is. Purple and black. Red, purple, and black, folks. So it's looking like the only person that's up for senior 5 strikes is Glenn Burton again. We'll see if he can complete that. He's got 1:44 seconds to get a senior 5 strikes to get a free Yahoo or Yoo-hoo. Get his picture with a Yoo-hoo for being a Yahoo. It's a tongue twister. So far, the stream's running exceptionally well. 0 drop frames. We like to see that. 1:29 seconds left to go in the heat, and already the guys are down there real low. Jay Latham and Guillermo Sire right to break the precipice of a 2.9 lap. Randy Kirtley, he's still about a 10th off as we get a little bit of a cluster taking place here in the horseshoe. We see Jackson grabbing a car. He's going to bring her around. You see Jackson right there behind me. See who's going to take the first strike here. That's going to be on red lane for Jackson. He had to bring his own car. You know, that's sad. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Jackson better run. Somebody hit the button on him. Closest it's getting Guillermo, Jay, and Randy, the only guys so far that I've noticed able to keep her down. Best laps of 2.9. Guillermo actually turning a 2.9. I've seen them as low as 2.7 something, but 2.8, 2.9 is predominantly fast. So see another car wrecking there in the horseshoe. We see Jackson grab it yet again as he's coming around here. We'll see if we can get a glimpse of whose car it is. He tried to show it, but he only showed the side, so it looks like Jay maybe. And it is Jay Latham. So Jay Latham's going to take a strike there on yellow lane. And it looks like Jay's going to try his best to roll down that yellow lane.
Get out of here, buddy. Get out of here.
59 seconds left in the heat. We got this one and one more, folks, and that's it. Guillermo Sire right now, the only one in the 2.9s. His median's right there with Jay Latham. Jay Latham a little better median, the 3.12 there in 3rd place as he's trying to climb. As we get a pause there, Gunner down on the ground there. He had to reach underneath the track to get a car. Jackson going to grab it. It looks to be Guillermo Sire on the orange lane going to take a strike. Nice little cluster forming here as they go around the donut through the horseshoe. Guillermo Sire seems to be leading the way on that, as we do get a wreck there in the horseshoe portion. Jackson's coming around here. That looks like it's Jay Latham. Take another strike there on yellow lane. Final 10 seconds, only one so far in the 2-second category, and that is Guillermo Sire with 2 seconds left to go. I think we're going to end this heat, and we get a rotation here. Heat is over. Randy Kirtley in the lead, on average 37.9 laps, blistering, as he's several laps ahead of the competition. Guillermo Sire 242 laps total turn, but at 34.6, he's trying to get up there, but he's just not able to do it right now. Jay Latham and Jackson battling it out for 3rd place, and Glenn and Nathaniel battling it out for 5th place. And we'll take you to Cam 1 and 2 and be right back with you here shortly. All right, I'm back. T, there's people in there needing stuff. Wherever you're at. I don't even know where you're at. Oh, you're over there. Who was it? Community for Orange. That's going to be Jay Latham. Sorry, folks. And we got some stuff popping up on screen. Let me get that off air. So Jay Latham, I got to clear the strikes. He's going to get one strike, though. And he's on orange. I know you can hear the cars in the background. Sorry about that, folks. A little late to the draw. Minute and 44 seconds. The wife's now taking back control of the shop. Let's get a couple more coming off. And that looks to be Jay Latham yet again going to get a strike. So Jay Latham might be senior 5 strikes if you don't calm it down a little bit. I have a Yoo-hoo waiting for him in there if he does not calm down. Get another yellow flag here. Car to the inside on the horseshoe portion of the track there. It looks to be Randy King Kirtley, also known as Cotton Candy Randy. He's going to receive his first strike. The final heat here for the Wing Car Series. We still got one more later on this evening. Coming up next is going to be a double feature. We're going to have GT12 on the orange and hard body on the oval. Of course, hard body series racing is over with, so it's just going to be a payout race. If we got 8 or more, it's going to be a giveaway over there, so that'd be pretty good. So we get a yellow flag, and looks like Glenn Burton coming off the track there in the donut. Burton, I believe, coming around to get it. Burton on yellow. He's going to receive his first strike. And it looks like another one for Jay Latham. Look out, folks. 2 more for Jay, and he is senior 5 strikes. Another yellow flag here. This will be a car off on the inside there. Nathaniel Burden going to take a strike on that one there on Black Lane. Wife out there, she's doing the best she can. She's trying to run a shop at the same time, trying to put names in. God bless her for being my wife for sure. And, she definitely is busy all the time. But it's a blessing. Thank the Lord for that, for having such a good group of guys and gals coming here racing at Lane's Raceway. It's always good to see more people than less. We see another car jolting off on the inside there. Looks to be Nathaniel Burton again. A little aggression coming out. So we see him take his second strike there. 49 seconds left to go in the heat. Jay Latham has took over 3rd position. Jackson's going to have to fight tooth and nail and try to get that back if he wants a 3rd place finish here. My wife, look at her here. She is doing a crazy dance. 4 red lights drop out to a green. Here we go. Oh, a hard hit there in the backstretch here. So we see the guys reaching over to grab it. Looks like Gold Dust involved in that one. Can't see what the other one is. Looks like Guillermo Sire and Gold Dust. So a strike on white for Guillermo. And a strike on green, their first for Gold Dust. 28 seconds left to go, a quarter of the way to go. Can they keep it on? So far, kind of falling apart here towards the end parts of this. You see a little stuttering there from Randy Curley coming around red lane, losing his car, just trying to give people a break here. You don't want his car coming off, getting involved in an incident. 8 seconds left to go. These guys are running pretty good. Jay Latham looking like he's going to hold it by 2 laps from Jackson. As we get a checkered flag here, we're going to need a picture taken. Randy Kirtley is going to take home first place, 37.2 on average, 298 total laps, just 2 away from the 300. Guillermo Sire, 277, 30 or so back. And Jay Latham, 268 to Jackson's 266. Glenn and Nathaniel there battling it out somewhat, 8 laps difference, 259 and 251. I'm going to wait here on my wife to get a picture, but nonetheless, what a race we had there. Probably the cleanest, best wing car race that I've seen in a long time. Glenn Burden there in the back with the LMP Thunder, representing some classics from back in the day. So just stick around as we got the Group 12 class coming up here shortly. I thank you guys for tuning in. And coming up next, it looks like here on the oval, we can come take a quick peek over here. We see the guys getting ready to run an oval race here. Thank you, God bless you, and we'll see you here shortly.